Dear students, less than 1 week is left for the NEET PG exam, and I want to discuss about a couple of things which you should keep in mind in this last couple of days. In this last few days, the single most important factor is to ensure that you do not freak out and you do not become too anxious. It's a very simple thing, but it does matter a lot. Why? We have to ensure that we take our preparation to the last day, which means till the 22nd of June. And you can do so only if you can ensure that you remain calm and composed. If you start freaking out, if you become too anxious, if you become too disturbed, then your studies would take a big hit. Why do students tend to become very anxious in the last days of the exam? Because the thought starts entering the head that this is the most important day of my life, this is going to be the most important day of my life, and if I mess up, if something goes wrong, the repercussions would be really bad. Let me tell you this, my dear students, that while this exam is important, this whole idea that this single exam is going to define your professional life cannot be more untrue. In medical profession, in medical education, the definition of success and failure changes every 1 year or 2 years. Today you are going to appear for this exam, say you get a decently good rank and you get into a decently good college. You start thinking that you are a successful person, and your friend who could not get selected is a failure. 6 months later, that person cracks the NICT examination, goes into AIIMS, and now he thinks that he is more successful than you are. And 2 years later, you get into a better DM college, or you get into DM, and now you are more successful. This cycle never stops in the profession, in our profession, and this cycle continues beyond the academic careers. Do you think every single successful practicing doctor today went to AIIMS or PJ or one of the big Delhi colleges or Mumbai colleges? No. In real world out there, in real world, in real clinical world, probably the most important criteria or the most important skill for becoming successful is perseverance. Those who can continue studying, those who can continue upskilling themselves, they end up doing much better than others. So why am I telling you this? That there's this whole notion that your life depends on 23rd of June is patently false. That is not true. While it's going to be an important day, no doubts about that, it is not everything. And why am I telling you this? Because if you keep this thing in your head that this day is important, but yes, keep it till there only that this day is important, you are likely to manage yourself better in these last days and also during the examination. If you put yourself under too much pressure, then the chances of you performing bad increases. So please see things in perspective. While it's an important day, it's not going to define everything for you. Secondly, again, I have said this multiple times that we have to take the preparation to the last day, and I would again repeat the same thing. Last 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, whatever are left, we should try to use those days properly. Our exams, whether it is NEET PG, whether it is FMG, whether it is INICT, all of them are quite fact-based exams, and the mugging that you do in the last days is going to come handy. It may increase your score by 2% or 3% or 5%, but it will make a difference. If you ask me, or if you want to ask me that, sir, all of that is fine, but I'm finding it difficult to study now, my answer is you are finding it difficult to study because you are thinking about the results, or you are thinking about the exam day. You have to get detached from the results. You have to stop thinking about the results. The moment that thought about the results come, you have to tell yourself that I am not going to think about it no matter what. Also, you have to stay away from the people who are saying that they are saturated now and they can't study anymore. It's something which is very contagious, very infectious. The moment you hear somebody saying this, you also start feeling the same. Please don't do that. Still few days are left. Still how we utilize these days is going to make an impact on our final results, and we are almost there. The entire journey is almost about to get complete, like last 4 or 5 days more. You have to push yourself, and you cannot become complacent. Also, please remember that you have to sleep properly, you have to eat properly on the day of the examination. The night before the examination, try to take at least 6 hours of sleep. If you can sleep for 7 hours, even better. Some of you may be using melatonin, you may be using zolpidem, all of your doctors. Please, I'm sure you all of you understand that if you have been taking medicines, that's okay, but you should not try anything new on the night of the exam, right? You don't know how your body would react. So whatever you are doing, please ensure that you have done that before. Don't do any experiments on the night of the exam. If you're not sure, take consultation from a psychiatrist, do an online consultation. Now there are so many apps available. Talk to somebody and they'll help you out. One very important thing is what you do on the day of the examination. See, first of all, you have to ensure that there are no surprises on the day of the examination. Reach the center well before time. Ensure that all your identity cards and all your admit cards, everything is there. These are small things. These things we tend to overlook. But if you forget one of these things and you get all hassled and anxious at the time of entering the examination center, that's not a nice situation to be in. So all these mundane stuff, please take care of them. But see, those 3.5 hours when you are sitting in the in front of the computer screen and you are under stress, your brain does not like taking the stress. Your brain wants to run away from the stress. So during those 3.5 hours, you have to ensure that you are giving your best. Please don't mark an answer in a jiffy. Please think about it. Give it enough time. Give enough efforts. Even on the day of the examination, not everybody puts their 100%. Many of them would put 70% or 80% because that whole situation is unbearable at times. You want to just run away from it. You just want to escape from it. But do not do that. Irrespective of whether the exam is going well or not, you have to give your best on every single question. And during the examination, you should not be thinking about anything but the question on your screen. Whether the exam is going good or not, whether the person sitting next to you is freaking out or crying, whatever is happening should not matter to you at all. You should be focused on the question on your screen. Do not evaluate how your exam is going during the exam. Don't make that mistake. Question on the screen is all that you should be concerned about. All these little things matter, my dear students. Finally, this is not the time to get motivated. This is not the time to get pumped up. Now you would see everybody would be telling you that go and win it, go and show the world and food ke aana and all of that. No, this is not the time to get pumped up. This is the time to keep yourself calm. Be a monk. Don't get excited. Don't get motivated. Don't get sad. The next few days you just have to pass in a detached state. Do not talk too much to people. Do not talk about the results. Do not talk about the branches. Do not talk about the strategies. Nothing. All you have to do is to revise whatever you have studied and last 4 or 5 years of PYQs of NEET PG. This is what it is. So my best wishes to all of you. Whatever happens, it would be okay. Finally see, everything finally falls in place. I'm much senior to you now. I'm much senior to you, and now I have seen all kinds of students, all kind of colleagues navigating their lives, and people who did well in the exams, they also ended up doing good. People who did not do so good in one exam did well in the other exam. People who were not great at entrance examinations had some other skills. Finally everything falls in place. Finally everybody finds something or other. So do not freak out. Do not give too much importance to this exam. It's just another exam. All your lives, this is what you have done. You have appeared for exams and you have somehow managed to do well. This is not going to be any different. All the best. Do well. Give your 100% in the exams, and may God bless you all.